Make sure it's nice and center in the front of the forehead. And the first thing you want to do is take a rubber band, a pretty good strong one. Again, measure. This is your time to inflict any pain that you want. I'll fix that. Wrap it as tight as you can.
That's crooked.
Oh, it is crooked. This would be a good time to, again, measure again. That's about right. And you have a few areas. I mean, you guys all know how to do a ponytail. But at this point, I usually spray her down again. And I begin to smooth this up. A lot of these little bumps will be covered by the bow, so you don't need to worry about it. But the big thing is that you get this slicked back. The big thing that you want to do, and I usually do it at the end, I use water and a little bit of hairspray to make sure that it's smooth. Turn your head. Don't worry about this. Like I said, we can fix this little thing, but you want to make sure that it is slick. I use definition cream, pomade of some kind that has a little bit of stick to it. I'll just go ahead and show you just a little bit right here. I usually do this at the end, but I just slip this up. The big thing is no flyaways. And I just kind of comb up. Her hair is not wet, it's just damp. And I comb it up in the back. So right now we're kind of like this. The big rule of thumb in the cheer world is more than one rubber band. So then take another rubber band, go back around as tight as you can. I usually get it underneath her other rubber band, so if you can see at this point she's got two. All right, after you get mostly the cheer pony up, making sure that it's literally right in the center of her head, you're going to want to heat your 3-barrel curling iron. The one I think that Bridget and Tiffany really want you to use is the Bedhead Away We Go. It's a really good brand. The one thing that's good about it is it does have like an adjusting little bump right there. So I put mine on the most dramatic and the highest. I also heat it to 400 so that the curl is good. If you have a child with thin hair that holds curl really good, you might not have to have it at 400. But I then take my first strand of hair, separate a thin piece, and I spray it front and back. There is different sprays, thermal sprays and things that you can use that will hold the hair and protect the hair with the high heat. You can even use a mousse. I'll just sometimes just put a little bit in my hand, rub it through the pony area. Again, this hair is a little bit damp, but it's not wet. Now the hair just has a little bit of stick to it. I'll throw a little bit more hairspray through it. And I'll comb through her ponytail. And it's got a little bit of hairspray and mousse in it. And I will clamp it close down to the ponytail, and I'll hold it. And then you lift it and you clamp it just a little bit higher. You hold it for about 10 seconds. You move it up, and you can see it just has this beautiful wave, a little bit of shine because of the mousse. Move it up to the end, hold it for another 10 minutes. Or 10 seconds, I'm sorry. So you pretty much have this. I don't comb through it. I just leave it and I'll flop it over like that. I'll find the next section again, taking a small piece.
Combing it pretty straight. I usually will spray it in the back just a little bit. Take the 3-barrel again, go clear down to the ponytail
Holder,
Just say repeat.
and then you just repeat. I'll show you.
Ponytail.
And you repeat the whole ponytail.
Okay, and then
Okay, and we've got our last piece here, and in the meantime, all of this has been cooling. Bit of mousse. So then I flip it over. So right now you've got this, it's a little bit crazy. And I just begin, Brindley's hair is a little bit on the shorter side. So we use a hair piece in hers, which I can show you for a different tutorial, but I'm assuming most people that are watching this right now, their kids have nice long hair. And I then get under this very first layer and I just begin to put my pick in and kind of bring it down. This piece.
Anyway, so then I'll
Flip this pony over again. You can use a pick or a hair ratting comb. And I start on the underneath layers and I just begin to kind of pick. We aren't really caring if this underneath layer gets a little frizzy.
and literally it stands up on its own, but it will come down. If you leave the front flat, then your
Curl's really pretty to lay over. And I just begin to rat and spray, let it dry. Ponytail is not completely done. And if you notice, some of the curl has come out of it, but I'll start to just rat a little bit like this. And I will have Brindley hold this right here. And then I pull all of our hair through. And the big thing that you want to make sure,
you can tell how to pull through.
I know, I will, turn around, is, I don't know if you can see, but those are her 2 other rubber bands. I try and hook this rubber band that is with the bow underneath her first, wrap it around that first rubber band that I put in. And then I pull the hair through one more time. And I just have her, the big thing is this bow is going to stand straight up. It also, if you notice, helps hold the hair back. Again, because Brindley's ponytail is so short, we have a few more flyaways, and I'll show you in a different hair tutorial how we put in her hairpiece. But I go back and I rat. In the cheer world, the big thing is that you've got your bump that comes up behind your bow. So I'm just gonna wrap this a little bit more and spray a little bit more. And then Brindley usually starts to mold it a little bit. Then I take a brush, take this top section again. Don't brush down the back, but maybe just lightly comb through the first top sections. And this is so you can get a really pretty curl again through all the ratting. And I will spray it again.
take the 3-barrel, bring it clear back down to the base. Hold it,
and then I just start to lay it back. And you can curl any of these sections to get that hair looking crimped. The big thing is you don't want to brush down the ratted parts. Make sure you go clear to the ends. Let it cool again just a little bit. As you can see, it's starting to take form. You know, it would be clear down here and you'd have this nice little... I will spray it again, let it dry, flip it over, rat a little bit more again. Okay. That their bow is standing straight up. Oh, big important thing. Before you're done, Brindley, sit backwards. Sit backwards. Flip the hair up. If you can see, this is her pony. I'm going to. This is the bow part of the and then you're going to take a bobby pin, go through this back piece, and back in through the middle of the ponytail, like that. Flip the hair back over, because then there's no reason that the bow will flip around. I bobby pin between all of the rubber bands, and I'll push right into the center of the ponytail. This helps support the bow, but it keeps the bow, if for some reason it was to come unhooked from the hair, it is not going to fly out and hit the mat, because if it hits the mat, there's a huge deduction. Get yourself some good pomade of some kind, hairspray, lots of very heavy bobby pins. The best bobby pins you can get from Sally's Beauty. They stay tight in their hair all the time. Don't forget the bed head, 3-barrel iron, a ratting comb, a regular comb and pick,
Hair elastics.
lots of hair elastics, and even a big bore brush. It helps wrap the hair really good. So hopefully this gives you some idea on how to 3-barrel the hair, how to put the bow in, and the supplies that you need. Anyway, let's wish these girls an awesome cheer season. Go Lightbox!